Good morning, beloveds. It's me again. I woke this morning after a night of what I would call processing. Some understanding coming in through often the sleep state, or what is going on around it sort of marinates, and there is a deeper understanding. So because of this internet, I can try to give a transmission of this understanding, which was, it's very impossible really to speak. Good morning. Hot water and lemon. But I will try. I was reflecting. There was a reflection, reflecting, just a looking at things and understanding of things. And if one is present with somebody, then these reflections can be spoken to somebody in the moment when they're fresh and when they're new and when they're alive. The transmission can be passed. What I was looking at, because I've been dealing with a friend who has just lost her father, and the whole family is obviously in sadness, turmoil, because all the positioning within the family and what different positions people held and what people were doing and the jobs that they all had suddenly have all changed, and how now there's a loss of, in a way, identity and a restructuring of the situation. And I was just, in all this, I was realizing that as somebody that we have loved, with all their foibles, with all their good and their bad things and everything, because nobody's a saint. Everybody has things where they've touched us in a beautiful way or touched us sometimes in a difficult way. And we've learned from all this, and it has created us who we are. And I was looking and seeing how we start to forget the day-to-day experiences with this person. We can't remember them the same. For me, I can't remember them the same. If we're not careful, we put them and make them saints, and we don't remember that it was also, or we make them the demons. And people are just people. They're just doing the best they can do, and they will. Everybody affects everybody's life. I keep remembering sheep. And the essence of that is everything is everything. It's just one saying he used to say that sticks with me. So that's what I'm realizing, is that we don't maybe remember the wholeness or of the person, but what we remember is we remember the small details, the small things that touched our lives, that touched our hearts, that created us to be who we are. And it usually is a very small thing. It is not something, it's not a big action often. Often it's just a state of somebody being present with us, for us to feel seen. A moment where somebody touched our heart. So I see that we learn from many things. But often in these days, we're getting in so much hurry that we miss these precious moments. And we miss sometimes people who are in our lives, and that we're so busy in our busyness, getting to somewhere which will be eventually taken away, that we miss the precious people that are in our lives. if I look at, for me, with my teachers and my guides, and I look and see what was different, was that I stopped my life, my so-called busy life, and I decided that these people had something precious and I was going to take it now while they were there. Because a living person, a living experience is so valuable. Of course, I never met Osho in his body, but he left such a library of aliveness in his works, and he touched my heart. He gave me, he was speaking what I had always felt, but I didn't know anybody else felt like that. And he gave me a place where I could unfold myself. And I found my beautiful teacher, Dharaj, in the Tibetan work, who also held space for me and was an absolute crazy madman, but also was a wise one. But the trick is, in this time, I think that if we're not careful, we are running around, because everything is so accessible so easily, that we're running around not necessarily valuing the moments. And in that, I also mean to learn in all sorts of ways. I mean, I must admit, I have also learned from people who have done things that were not so kind for me or that hurt me. And I have learned that, I don't want to do that. I want to be more present. I want to be more aware. I want to be more caring, but in a real way. And I've seen people giving things when they really didn't have it to give because of society, or they thought it was right, or it was for fame or reputation, or for somebody else's self idea of what was good. But they didn't really have a yes. And in that, they actually had a no, and then it didn't really work properly. So it's very important that if you really want to do something for somebody, realize you're coming from the right space. Realize that you really have a pull to do that, to give that, without an attachment, without a neediness to get something back. Now, that doesn't mean that you will not receive something back. You will always receive something back if you have given something truly from your heart and it's a natural overflow from you. There will be a response to that from this existence, and it will come back either from that person or from another direction. And if you are doing something that you really don't have heart or feeling to do, and it's not just through laziness, but you just really don't have a feeling to do it, and you're doing it because you should, it will backfire on you, because it won't truly be a yes, and you won't truly have a flow with it. And then it'll come back in a deformed way, because the no is underneath the yes or the doing. So really watch and try, and this time that we're in has given us a great opportunity to slow down and to feel a little bit more, and to find the scent of the flow and the yes and the this feels right. And you'll know if it's flowing because you'll see it flowing. You'll keep moving and it'll flow in a natural and an organic way. And if you are feeling that you are hitting the wall, stop and look if you really have a true yes to be doing what you're doing. And I would say the greatest learnings that I've had, or the greatest things that I have shifted within myself, is when I have watched somebody else doing something which I feel is unkind or unaware, and I've gone, okay, now if I want to receive this, then I have to be ready to give this. I have to be living this, and then only then will it reflect back to me. Or maybe not. You're not doing it for that, but it has to come from this space. So we will lose the memory of those people, and that have been in our life, but we will remember the small things. We will remember the small acts of kindness. We may end up remembering a small term, like my friend Shiva. Everything is everything. And constantly I understand that more and more. So I've just been reflecting and looking back to what these things mean to me. And I see at the moment like I'm watching time, because I see that if I want to post this video out on YouTube, I also can't do that if it's over 15 minutes, because I don't know how to do that. But a 15-minute video I can put out. So now I see I'm even watching time, and while I'm doing this, and I'm realizing I can do another 15-minute video after this one if I need to. So I'm not quite sure if this transmits anything to you. But beloveds, don't miss the moments. If you found a precious person in your life, stop and make time and space there and then. Because at some stage they won't be there, and this moment won't be there again, and you may have missed it. So be aware that you're not always rushing off to the future and rushing off to do things, because these moments will make your next moments. How you stay present and aware in this moment will create the quality of your next moment and what the energy and the learning that brings in. So I send you lots of love. I'm looking to finish this video because I really do want to do it within 15 minutes so I can post it on YouTube. Okay, I love you heaps. I may do another one soon. Big love. And take care. Don't miss the moments. Don't miss yourself. Honor yourself. Love yourself. And I send you lots of love. We're in the legs energy in the Tibetan, which is also looking at the past. And being clear not to make the same mistakes if we can. And learn from our lessons. Don't beat ourselves up. Just learn, be kind with yourself. And then just step into each new moment. But be the best you can be in each moment. And slow down, please, and just enjoy the people around you and the moments around you and the lessons that are given. Because in the end, nothing can be taken with you. Anyway, I love you heaps. Have a beautiful morning. I'm going to go outside and sit and next have a cup of tea. Okay, love you heaps. Bye.